Hi, Chris here at Peachy TT120. Welcome to the second anniversary of the channel. 2 years. Sometimes it feels like it's been 20. Sometimes it feels like it's been 2 months. Thank you if you've been here from the beginning, that you've stuck it out for 2 years with me on this journey. And also thank you to anyone else who's only recently joined the TT120 scale and found my channel. It's been humbling, although you probably don't think I'm humble. It has been humbling having the channel be so successful in our little pond. Right? I think I think we're at 2,220 something subscribers when I record this, which is just a bit mind blowing, really. And then you look at other people's and you think, how they got 40,000? But there's no point worrying about that, is there? I have noticed when it comes to TT120 content, there are people with much bigger subscribers who only get sort of like a small percentage of their subscribers watching their videos, particularly when it comes to TT120. So I still think a TT120 specific channel like mine, and there are a number of others, are a better place for us to talk, because at least you know you're amongst friends. Anyway, what are we going to do today? Obviously there's a quick wind up. There's the Peachy Wagon. It still exists. Peachy number 2. That's. Should we ever talk about that? Because people say, oh, how many have you sold and what have you sold and this kind of stuff. Well, the first one, the Peachy number 1, here it is. When that first came out last year, because it was booked for April, but it took ages to get to us. I think we got to about October or November, and I think that sold like 90 in a few hours, and then over the course of the weekend, the whole 100 were gone. But there had been an overrun of 30, which Peco then offered to Malks, and they asked me, yeah, go for it. So they did a weathered one with coal and stuff, and that came out at Christmas. And I think that took a little while longer to sell, but then it was a more expensive price point. I think they were selling it at £27.95 or something, but it had been weathered and it had been cold. So. And that was all for them. That's kind of like a little tiny thank you to them for Malks for helping me get to where I am now. They played quite a major part in that. Malk and his son Brett. And then this new one, well, because back then we had like 1,000 subscribers. Now we've got 2,000 subscribers. We thought, well, do we order 200 or better not? Let's just, rather than just ordering 100, let's order 150, because we know we sold 130 in total. So that shouldn't be too bad. We got to about the 120 point in a few hours when they were launched. Thank you very much, guys, for you 120. Then it's been a kind of like a regular ticking along. I think we're down to about 140 something. But actually Peco did produce more. And so I think we've probably got about 40 or so in stock. So these are an in-stock item. We'll probably be taking them to shows as well, so people can actually pick one up. And it's possibly maybe it's a little bit better that way, that people new coming to the channel can go, oh, look, we can pick a little something up at a show that's only at a reasonable price point. It's not a £200 loco, is it? It's a £22, whatever it is, wagon. So we're not thinking of that as a fail, that they didn't all sell out immediately. I think there's a little silver lining to that cloud. People can actually pick another one up at some point throughout this year. Okay. Now, something else that hang on. There may be coming out today a TMC newsletter with a big collection of pre-owned. Now, we should be somber for a moment, because that collection, pretty much all mint in box, was bought by a fellow that I've met a couple of times at shows and was a customer at the TMC. Unfortunately, he passed away a few months ago, and he'd given instructions to his wife to just contact TMC and we'll deal with all of it, which is what we've ended up doing. It's gone to the pre-owned team, which are across the Pennines. They're the ex-Hattons boys who got jobs with TMC after Hattons pulled the plug. But they all live over there with their wives and kids, so Alex set them up in a little office over there, and that's where the pre-owned team work from. You'll occasionally meet them at shows. The pre-owned team are now coming to the shows with TMC. And so they've been dealing with that. Now, I know they have a kind of algorithm stroke system for how this is all worked out, and I think, which is maybe what they were developing at Hatton's, but this is something now that a lot of it's based on current sale prices, and I think there's one or two things in there that may be a little bit elevated that probably should be trimmed down a little bit. So when they come out, I'll when I get to see those numbers, because I'm not part of that side of the business, obviously. If there's anything that I think that has maybe just gone a little bit too high, I'll mention it to them and see what we can do. But the reason why I say this is because there is a Peachy #1 mint in box in that collection. They're as rare as Rocking Horse, Scooby-Doo, and I know that some have gone for ridiculous prices, which I'm not recommending. Okay, all right. But flattered that someone might want to pay those kind of prices for having my little wagon. Anyway, we're also celebrating the 200 years of the British Railways. So, well, not British Railways, but railways in Britain. And Peco, I bumped into Ian Kay, their head rep, or their northern rep, not head rep, their northern rep, up at Monk Bar Model Shop weekend before, and he was promoting this new little thing they're doing, which is this little micro layout challenge. Now it's in two parts. You can either enter as a 00 person doing this modular big layout thing, which they're planning on, or you can do a diorama in any scale. All right. And Ian said to me, "Come on, Peachy, put your money where your mouth is, crack on, and produce a TT120 layout for us for the competition." I said, "Well, yeah, I'm in, signed up, hand over the money. I'll get the packages." Right, so what you get in that competition, I think the details will be low, and I think they're also in link below, but they're also in the magazine and all other websites and Facebook. But you get this, looks like about 9mm ply box, which is quite easily, obviously, sort of slots together, and then you have this this base piece that goes in there. I think, I don't know, because I haven't read the instructions or the rules yet. There's a little piece goes in there, pom. Obviously that all pushes in, glue it PVA, clamp it up. It's got this little socket, and there's lots of little kind of like in the end pieces. There's other little slots. I'm presuming that's all about getting it together for the modular system. And I'm assuming this piece on the back here, which I think can be pushed out, which I'm not going to do, is all part of the modular system. I don't know. I haven't looked into that bit. I'm just going to use it as a box to put a diorama on, obviously in TT120. I'm going to go for something a little bit different. I'm going to go for something that I'm not planning on modelling in my layouts. So I've obviously got Era 4, 5 BR layout, and I'm designing and starting to work on my modern Era 11 heritage line. So this will be something different from my heritage line or my Era 4, 5. It'll be something else, but appropriate to some of the stock I've got. So I'm quite looking forward to that. I think it's going to be quite a giggle. I do know a number of TT120 people are actually getting on board with this project, and I would urge all of you, whether you're a very experienced model maker, I know some of you are who follow this channel, but I'd also urge any newbie who wants to have a crack, have a bit of fun with this, use it almost as a practicing your skills, because that's what we do when we model make. We learn how this stuff works and we learn about the products. And in such a small space, it's not going to cost the earth. Obviously, it's not free, but it's not going to cost you the earth. And then let's flood this competition with TT120 with its correct scale gauge on, and show off how much stuff you can get on this little. I think it's 30 centimeters or 12 inches by 750, which is obviously 24, 30 inches, isn't it? Yeah. Give or take. Okay. Now, I think this is an ideal opportunity for all of us to show off, not necessarily what we can do, but actually how good this stuff looks and how much can fit on a board like this. So please get on that link below to Peco. It's not affiliated, and crack on with it. Right? We've got until sometime in September to make these up, so you should be able to squeeze that in. All right, even if you have to put your layout on hold, let's do this. Let's do it. Do it for the team. Come on, team. Right. News. This Friday, the 18th. Keep an eye out for my channel, because I've managed to get, I've been alluding to another company coming into TT120 with something serious that's going to blow all our socks off. Well, I've said to them, if we just do it at the Key Model World Live, which is an all scales, all models event, you might not get many of the TT120 community to come to it, because you guys are a bit fed up of going to shows where there's not a lot of TT120, or people are sneering at you when you ask them about TT120. Well, come along to Key Model World Live, all right, because there is going to be a big deal. It's now been confirmed that that Camelot is going to be on the actual, actually at Key Model World Live, although I haven't seen it advertised yet, so I can't stick a bumper up here with all the graphics on. But I've been told that it is done and dusted and it's booked in, all right, and I've had the confirmation on that. Okay, but I don't have any pretty graphic for it. But what we're going to do, because obviously that's the following week, that's a fortnight away, what we'll do this Friday is me and a certain gentleman from the certain company. We'll do a little bumper video. All right, I'll try and get him to say more than he wants to say. Who knows? It's up to him. It's not my choice. But the idea behind it is to try and get you, the TT120 community, to get yourself to the NEC in a fortnight's time and come and see what this big event is going to be. All right. I want to see a wall of you guys around what's happening, rather than just double O people walking past and going, because some of them do that. Not all of them. Some of them are really quite nice about it. Anyway, that's enough yappity yap. So I haven't got anything rolling or running past or anything. This is just, I've got so much on at the moment with TT120 coming along. I mean, it's seriously, we'd have had fantastic start of April, middle of April, should I say? Well, 9th was that first week? No, second week. No, doesn't matter. Early April had a massive fanfare with what Hornby's doing, which we're all really quite pleased of. Then that went into, I think, last weekend where we had, or this weekend just gone, where Rails of Sheffield did a big event, and so people could get up and close and have a look at the stuff that I'd shown on my video about Hornby's release. So that's fantastic. Rails are a very big and important retailer, and having the retailers on board with TT120 is vital, obviously, for the existence of this scale, for the continued development of this scale. We've got something very special. Obviously, we've got the thing coming at Key Model World Live, which is going to be just like jaw-droppingly amazing at the end of April. As we push into May, well, I'm hoping we'll be in a situation where the TMC will be announcing a special commission, which I've again alluded to on the forums. So that's really exciting news. It's not a Peachy Wagon, okay? You only buy one a year. It's a proper tooled thing with all the details all sorted. Everyone's happy. Everyone knows what we're doing, that needs to know what we're doing, and we'll be pushing that out then. There's another little thing in the background, which what can I say about the other thing in the background? Well, it's a boutique company, and there is something very exciting coming from that small startup boutique company, and I'm having a conversation with them about how best we move forward with it and how best we promote it, and whether or not, that's it, no more, because people will stop talking to me, and then I won't be able to tell you what's going on at the relevant time. You'd have to wait for newsletters and thingies coming out from manufacturers 2 months out of date on social media. Talking about social media stuff, there is going to be well, at least when Martin last spoke to me, there's my interview with Mike at Hornby's. I did down in Margate. It feels like ages now, but it was only a few weeks ago. I think that will be coming out on the next TT Talk or on their YouTube channel. I'm not sure which. As soon as I find out, I'll tell you. I promise. Okay? Right, everyone, please don't forget, I've gone through all that spiel about like and subscribe and all that stuff and the importance of it for those people who are looking and finding out how big our audience is, how big the customer base is. It is important. You've reacted very well last time I talked to you about this, so hopefully you'll continue to react in that way. So thank you very much for the new people who've subscribed to the channel. It's really appreciated, and it's great news for everyone else who's watching the channel because it gets that algorithm thingy going and all that malarkey. All right, take care of yourselves. Hopefully see you soon. Well, you'll see me Friday. Cheery bye.
And that's all there is to tell. I'll be on my way now, sir. I've got urgent business in the south. I have to meet a man at Marlborough Junction.